Hi, Carissa.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Okay, so just tell me a brief story about how you grew up and how your life was.
I grew up in a small little town. I had my mother and father, and I did see domestic violence, and my mother had some mental health problems growing up. And then when I was 10, she actually just got up and left, never came back home. So it was just my dad, and I have 5 brothers. For a while, it was just my dad, my baby brother, and myself. My father was never home because he worked long hours. He was constantly gone, so it was just pretty much me, and I had to take care of everything. That was around, I was 11, and then when I was 14, my dad got with my stepmother, and she has 2 boys. They were in a bad situation, and they caused a lot of corrupt. And when I was 14, that's when I was finally diagnosed with major depression. Before that, I had a feeling that things were wrong because I never could talk to anybody. I was quiet. I had a really short anger, and when I would get mad, I would throw things, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was because I was super depressed, and that was the only way to get it out.
Were those the only signs of depression that you had during that time before you were diagnosed?
Well, I had thoughts, what's the point of being here? I felt like, even though I was, the caregiver of all my brothers when they were in and out, mainly my baby brother, I was wondering, maybe they would be better without me. Maybe I'm not a good role model for them. Thinking I was going to destroy their lives, so I should probably back up, or I would sleep a lot. I did do a lot of cutting on my wrists and hit it, try to motivate myself to do things, but it was extremely hard. But because of my brothers, and especially my baby brother again, I had to make sure that he was dressed. I would dress him, I would feed him, and then I would actually not do it for myself.
Was there, other than your parents, was there any other contributing factors to your depression?
I was molested as a kid and raped in junior high. All charges were dropped due to my father and my stepmother getting together. They dropped all charges. I was forced to talk to a counselor at school, which made me feel even worse.
Was there any other preventative methods that you decided to do
to keep myself busy, other than taking care of my brothers and making sure there was food on the table, or cooked at least? I was in tons of sports. I was in lots of clubs. I would go from cheerleading to ballet. I even did wrestling to get my anger out.
So you would just pretty much try to keep yourself distracted?
Yes, as much as possible.
Can you tell me about the worst moment that you've had with your depression, the worst memory that you remember?
So I was 14, and I was so mad, and I was sad, I was upset. And I was actually in class, and I just got up and I walked out and I walked home. And I left my cell phone. Nobody knew where I was at. Nobody knew I was home. And I just laid in bed, and everybody was looking for me. And my dad knew I was having really bad problems. And then I finally found, we had a house phone at the time. And I called my dad, told him I was home, and I was just sleeping, and then my godmother came and got me and was trying to get me out of the depression. The second time was I accidentally cut myself too deep and hit one of my veins, and that's when they found out I was cutting myself. And then another time, I was a little older. I was in probably my early 20s, and I don't know why I was so depressed. I had nothing bad going on in my life. I was fine, and I couldn't shower. I couldn't eat. I just laid in bed for over 24 hours. I think I went to the restroom once. So I became dehydrated. I couldn't eat, and my friends and my boyfriend at the time actually got me out of bed. He showered me and stuff. It was really rough. And I don't know why. Well, I definitely felt different when I was suicidal than when I was depressed. It's definitely two different feelings for me anyways.
What did you feel? Like, what did you feel when you were depressed compared to when you were suicidal?
So when I'm depressed, I have more obsessive thoughts, like nobody wants to be my friend, nobody wants to hear me talk, nobody wants to listen to me, nobody wants to help me. I'm worthless. I'm not good for anything or anybody. When I'm suicidal, yes, I have those thoughts, but I feel numb. I don't feel any type of pain, barely even pain. It's like you're a zombie and your brain's more cloudy.
Did you take any medications for your depression?
I took certain types of antidepressants, and they were constantly juggling. And I mainly had insomnia, so they gave me sleeping medication as well, and which was okay because I didn't have like those compulsive thoughts. But then when I got older, I was done with those medications, because when you skipped even one dose, I would feel dizzy, nauseous. It was horrible. If you would turn, like the whole world would turn just by missing one little dosage. And then if I had one little bad thought, they would up my medication. So I quit cold turkey and I went to all natural, just supplements and any herb or remedy that I can get my hands on, and that has helped me more than the actual antidepressants.
Depression creeps up on you quietly. At the very beginning, you struggle with the little things, but you choose to ignore them. It's like a headache. You tell yourself it'll pass, it's just another bad day, but it's not. You are stuck in a state of mind. However, the problem does not go away. You struggle to put on an act, and it starts to cost you more and more each day. That's why you start falling deeper and deeper, and you slowly start to back away. All the satisfaction is gone. The little things that used to bring you joy are just worthless. This is why you lack motivation. Suddenly you find yourself living in slow motion. Days become indistinguishable. Just white noise. Heaviness filling your mind and spilling over your body. You're ashamed of everything you've done and everything you haven't. There's a part of you that wants to make things right, but it's all short-lived. Things that make your friends very excited leave you feeling indifferent, and you become aware of the huge gap that lies between you. Another failure is not an option. The low self-esteem and lack of purpose become unbearable. You finally realize you can't go on this way. And two things can happen. Either you get some help or you commit suicide.